You open a web page and immediately get hit with a pop-up, a video that starts playing on its own, and a sticky banner that follows you down the page as you scroll. You just wanted to read one article. You got a multimedia ambush. This is the internet without an ad blocker, and it has gotten measurably worse every single year. Today, I am going to explain exactly what ad blockers do, why they matter for your privacy and not just your visual experience, and how to pick the right tool depending on whether you are on desktop, on mobile, or want coverage across everything you own. Number 1. What an ad blocker actually does under the hood. When your browser loads a web page, it does not make one request. It makes dozens. First, it fetches the actual page content from the site you visited. Then it makes separate requests to third-party servers, advertising networks, analytics platforms, tracking pixels, social media buttons, and behavioral profiling scripts. An ad blocker intercepts those secondary requests and drops the ones it recognizes as advertising or tracking infrastructure. This happens before the content downloads, which is why blocked ads do not show up as blank spaces, but rather as pages that simply load without them. The tool that decides what to block is a filter list. This is a large text file containing thousands of known advertising server addresses and tracker domain patterns. The most widely used are EasyList, which targets visual display advertising, and Easy Privacy, which targets tracking scripts specifically. These lists are maintained by volunteers and updated continuously as ad networks change their server names to try to evade blocking. Number 2. The difference between browser extensions and system-level blocking. Most people start with a browser extension, and that is a perfectly good starting point. uBlock Origin is the standard recommendation for desktop users on Chrome, Firefox, or Edge. It runs inside the browser and filters everything that browser loads. Installation takes about 30 seconds, and the default settings work immediately without any configuration. The limitation of a browser extension is scope. It only sees what your browser loads. Your email client, your weather app, your podcast app, your photo editor, if any of those make network requests to ad or tracker servers, the browser extension has no visibility and no ability to block them. System-level blocking solves this by operating below the application layer. DNS-based blockers intercept name resolution requests, the step where your device asks a server to translate a website name into an actual server address. A DNS blocker like NextDNS or AdGuard DNS answers no such place for known advertising and tracking domains before any connection is attempted. Every application on the device is protected, not just the browser. Number 3. VPN-level blocking is the easiest whole-device solution for most people. If you are already using a VPN or considering one, some VPNs include ad and tracker blocking as a built-in feature. Surfshark's Clean Web works at the tunnel level. All traffic passing through the VPN connection is filtered. You enable it once inside the Surfshark app, and every app on your device benefits immediately. This matters most on mobile. Setting up custom DNS on an iPhone or Android device is not difficult, but it requires steps most people are not comfortable with. VPN-level blocking removes that friction entirely. You install one app, turn on one feature, and you are protected across the whole device. Number 4. What ad blockers cannot stop? It is worth being honest about the limits. List-based blockers work on known patterns. When advertising is served from the same domain as the content, what is called native advertising or sponsored content, it looks identical to regular page content and passes through. Sponsored posts on social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok are another gap. These posts are delivered through the same technical infrastructure as posts from people you follow, so the blocker cannot distinguish them. In-app advertising on mobile also bypasses browser extensions completely. A game that shows interstitial ads, a free app with banner ads, these are served directly to the app and not through a browser that your extension can intercept. Number 5. The speed and security benefits are real and documented. Advertising content is consistently one of the heaviest parts of modern web pages. On news and media websites, advertising and tracking scripts can account for more than half of total page weight. Blocking them means pages load faster, use less bandwidth, and consume less battery on mobile devices. The security angle is less obvious but genuine. Malvertising is the practice of embedding malicious code inside legitimate advertising inventory purchased on major networks. The code runs when the ad loads, potentially exploiting browser vulnerabilities or redirecting to phishing sites. Every advertising request that never completes is an attack that never had the opportunity to succeed. Number 6. Your options in 2026. For desktop, install uBlock Origin from your browser's official extension store. Chrome Web Store, Firefox add-ons, and the Edge add-on store all have official listings. Do not install from unofficial sources. The defaults work without any adjustment. For iPhone, AdGuard for iOS or OneBlocker both work within Apple's Content Blocker framework. They integrate with Safari and provide solid coverage for browser-based advertising. For Android, Firefox Mobile is the most practical browser because it fully supports uBlock Origin. Google Chrome for Android does not support the same extension in the same way. For whole device protection on mobile, Surfshark with CleanWeb is the cleanest single solution. One subscription, unlimited devices, and the feature works across every app automatically. I have written a full comparison of all these options, browser extensions, DNS blockers, and VPN-based solutions, and posted it at the link in the description. It is at https://snipstack.io/yt/ad-blocker-deep. The comparison walks through which approach fits depending on your main concern: page speed, privacy from cross-site tracking, or security against malvertising. If you found this useful, subscribe. I cover privacy and security topics in plain language every week, without the jargon or the unnecessary complexity.